RPA Today Show, hosted by Rob Howes and Wilton Rogers. The show that brings you the latest insights on RPA, robotic process automation, and how it's impacting every industry, as well as interviews with companies that are currently winning big with this technology. You'll also hear from other industry leaders and experts who will be sharing some of their success secrets to help you become more productive and to grow your business. This show is brought to you by Simply Automate, where we help you get more done in less time and more ease for your mind with strategic business automation. Learn more at www.simplyautomateinc.com, and please follow us on LinkedIn. If anything in this show resonates with you, please let us know by leaving a review. The RPA Today Show, where you just might learn something you didn't know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RPA Show. Oh, the show that may show you something that you didn't know before. My co-host Wilton Rogers, who knows a whole lot more than a lot of people know about robots and the beautiful things that robots can do for people's lives, like take stressful work away, like give them time back for themselves and their family, like raise the revenue of your company so you don't have to fire people. He knows, man. I don't know how he knows so much, but I think he's going to be sharing something very soon to where you can know what he knows. And I know that. What you know, Will?
Yeah. What an intro, dude. I don't know how you come up with this stuff, man, but it's brilliant, man. It's like, and I know you're ad-libbing it because I've seen your Friday, your Friday, what do you call it on Friday? Freestyle Friday. And, you know, so I know you're ad-libbing it, but man, it's just like genius. It seems like you wrote that down and saved it for a special occasion every single time you talk. So,
hey man, it's all true, man. It's all true. And when it's true, man, it's in my brain, you know, and I remember it comes out. And honestly, man, it really is a wonderful thing. You know, technology is great, but it's much better when you know how to use it. Like a computer is really fantastic, but if you don't know how to turn it on and use it, it's worthless.
Right.
And technology, what we're talking about, this automation, this RPA, when you know how to use it, oh my goodness, it's a beautiful thing.
It's crazy. It's really wild. And yeah, man, and being in the industry since 2017 already, gosh. And being able to see the difference and being part of all the, you know, gosh, so many just ups and downs, a lot more downs, right? But now a lot more ups, way more, right? But do we have to but going through all that and seeing the changes making and the people that are bringing more awareness and people that are buying into it, man, to see them change, dude, it's crazy how fast they change when they really get it, not when they think they get it, but when they really get like, okay, now I get it. The business has changed so fast, man. We have a couple of companies, man, like just, they weren't even, I don't say they were interested, like, okay, let's do a pilot and see, you know, what happens. Boom, once they start, oh, we already have 5, 6 lined up. Now we have 10 lined up. They already have them like boom, boom, boom. It's knocking them out.
The pilot allowed them to see what was possible.
Yeah, and they understand, like, if we did all this, if we can automate all this, then what we can do with our team to be able to, you know, take over this part of the market. Yes, exactly what he said. It's like, it's crazy because we can focus all of our time and energy into just working, you know, building our business, building our what we do, getting more, getting out of people more, getting out there in front of people more. And they're excited, man. And I think we're like on the 4th project in 3 months.
And just for some clarity, so you guys know what beautifulness he's talking about right now. And so this particular company, and any company for that matter, like when you have to get things done, there's work that needs to be done and a certain amount of energy and time that has to be allocated to that. When you allocate time to repetitive, redundant things, then you really are kind of wasting that time that could be used on more valuable things. Now, the work still needs to get done. And so that's where the automation comes in. So what has happened and what the experience which Wilton is speaking about is companies were really apprehensive about something they don't know about. The moment they experience the benefit of not having to do what they used to have to do, and now what they used to have to do, they're doing it better and faster. They're like, give me more. Feed me, Seymour. They want more.
That's it. And that's exactly why large enterprises are doing so well, because if you talk to any enterprise that has RPA, they have hundreds, if not thousands, of bots running all over their company, right? To automate all these things. Because like, we don't need to spend our time integrating. Let's automate that. Let's automate that. The bots can do it. Because, and now they get the opportunity to focus on the real technology, the AIs of the world, the machine learning, anything like that. They get to focus their time and energy on more important technology that's going to really give them the booming that they need within whatever they do, right?
Moving forward.
Not RPA. RPA just allows you to get rid of all those areas. You don't have to focus anything, like no time and energy on this. They automate everything you possibly can, so you can just, all you have to do is worry about this part. Those bots will take care of the rest. And that's why they're doing so well. That's why you see a lot of these companies growing real fast and taking up. And now a lot of the smaller companies, even to mom and pop companies, see it. They're like, oh, I get it. And they're lining it up.
They're lining them
up.
Yeah. They're getting it, and they're getting it, and then they're getting it. Because once you get it, you want to get it. Automation, man. I think that quote's in that book we're going to be talking about, the RPA playbook. Yeah, I saw a quote there. I saw a quote there from Albert Einstein. Ultimate automation will make our modern industry as primitive and outdated as the Stone Age man looks to us today. So automation will essentially make all our modern industries look as primitive and outdated as Fred Flintstone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
And who said that?
Albert Einstein.
Right.
And that's from the book, from the RPA playbook. We're gonna be getting into it in a little bit.
Speaking of that quote, just think about what automation means, how fast it changes now.
Right.
So Albert Einstein saw way back then times 100 now because of the speed it does it. It's easy to see how fast people are stuck in what they think automation is, when there's a whole different level of it. And that's exactly why I put that quote up there, because people don't get it. They think they get it. Like everyone I talk to that says, I have art, he goes, no, I have automation. Oh, you have RPA? Where do you have RPA? What's RPA? Oh, I'm next. It's next level, right? But those are the ones that need to really understand how to use it, like at that point. So you don't walk away like, oh, tell me. It's like, let me show you, and this is why it's so important for you now, because you can use it now, but you're going to be using it later in order. And if you're looking to improve your technology with the company, you have to use this, that it'll help you take away from those areas where you don't have to worry about your technology because it's taking care of itself.
And you know what? This is because this is fairly new to everyone. It can seem daunting and it can seem like too much. And so being able to put this into a format to where people can comprehend it a little easier is important. And that's what you have done through the work that you've been doing over the years. But off this next piece that you're coming out with, the RPA playbook. All right. The RPA playbook. Ladies and gentlemen, a playbook is what the coaches use, all right, to call the plays for the team, right? It's structure and the strategy for winning. All right. So your RPA playbook is your strategy for automation win time. Okay. Dude, why would you come out with something like that? Like, what did you wake up in the middle of the night one day or something, a cold sweat, and just fell on you? I gotta make this RPA playbook, because it really is quite amazing.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. No, it didn't happen like that at all. I wish it would have, but it didn't. I think being in this industry since 2017, I've had a privilege to see a lot of things. And so when I'm talking to clients now, every client that I talk to has they're all different in their RPA journey, in their automation or technology journey, which they think is their automation journey is called automation journey. But when I talk to them, they have they're not really understanding of the power of RPA, right? So people that don't understand that at all, it's like, okay, let me take you from the beginning. And I sort of show them exactly tell me a little bit about you so I can show you how RPA can be used. I'm going to tell you all these different things about RPA because it's just going to bounce off the wall. Tell me what you're doing so I can actually relate to you. Yeah, make it relevant. But then you have other ones that are like, they know about RPA, they've read about it, they're talking to other people about RPA, but they haven't really done anything about RPA. And so I'm trying to be involved with them early in the game because a lot of them we've seen are getting misled in the wrong way. And not in a bad way, just for people that don't have the experience to put the pieces together for them in the proper way, right? So they come back to us sometimes and it's like, no, we did this way, they didn't work this way, like, well, they did it wrong. Let's scratch the whole thing. No one to scratch the whole thing. Is like, okay, then we're gonna put a Band-Aid over a wound, a wound, whatever, and it's gonna still bleed, right? So we had to figure out how to get to them. I want to get to them before they get to that point. It's like, or educate them when it does happen, how to show them the reason why you want to do it right away. Yep. And then you have people that say, I know RPA, I've been in the game for 5 years. This is what I've been doing. I've been doing development, blah, 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 blah. And they're really good at that, but they don't have an understanding the analyst part. They don't have an understanding of the sales part or the marketing part, all the other pieces that need to go into this to make the whole thing work together, to be able to do more. And so I was like, okay, everybody sees it at a different level, but there's no information out there that people can relate to it. Right. And me being in this game since 2017, I work with developers, some of the best in the world now, and analysts and marketers and sales, in the sales. And I've talked to thousands and thousands of businesses and just trying to figure out, why did I disclose that? Why can't they see what I see? It's like, why can't I close the deal? Like, how come what's wrong with my message? Yeah. Right. Yep. And then I realized that everybody's seeing it different. And then once I realized that, it's like, okay, I need to put something out there that people can understand. So when they look at this playbook, they can figure out where they sit in this playbook. Like, okay, this is where I'm at. And they can read from that and see how fast they can go from that point where they already know to deployments quick. Right. Yeah. And that's what the playbook is built for. So if you have an IT team that you already have a budget for RPA, and you guys are studying it, trying to get trained on it, it's like, okay, wait, this is so much, it's so easy. You don't have to pay for this training and academies and all that. This is how you can get it done. Bam, 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 done. That's it, right? Because we work with thousands and thousands of businesses and processes and messed up with thousands of times, we've been able to weed out all that. So I understand that now. And then on the analyzing part, we're still there's always new improvement on that part. Yep. But understanding at least how to get the process done. Oh, we can do the whole thing. Yeah. Well, how can we do it? Oh, let me get my team on that because they'll show you how we can do it now.
So exactly how we can do it.
Right. So I built that. So I was able to create that team. And then the marketing part is like, how are we going to brand this? How are we going to really tell people this? But how can we tell someone that doesn't know it? Or how can we tell somebody that knows it, think they know everything about it? Right. How can they all get the same message? So we built that. And then sales, like, okay, how can you have this conversation with somebody? Find out, where they're at in their journey. And then from that point, take them to a place after the conversation, like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. Let's go on to the next conversation. And I think that playbook it gives you enough information in there to be able to find that area and be able to continue the journey because, this is, we were seeing, I've been following those numbers, the trends of how fast RPA is going and all that. Like, and the experts saying, and those, if those numbers are true, they're crazy. But what I see a lot work. I see a lot busier because we've been in the middle of it. We've seen the trend from when it first started to now, and we've been part of that. That data that's up there is some of our data, right? Yeah, yeah. And we understand it, and now we're starting to see, especially the last 6 months, awareness. People wanting to know more about it. Yep. It's all the time, like emails daily. I wake up in the morning looking at my phone, seeing how many emails people are trying to know more information about what we do. And it's right now it's informational. It's like people are trying to learn. But before it was like a year ago, we were calling people to give information away.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there was an acceleration. I mean, once the globe shut down, once we got shut down, Like people have some time to think, and businesses especially have some time to think about, okay, you know, we went from the information age right into the digital transformation era. And it was time, you know.
And that's
right
it. You said it perfectly. That we went in from the digital age, I mean, from the computer, you can call it whatever you want to.
Information age, yep.
The information age to the digital transformation, because that's what it is. It's like you have to you got to transition to the digital completely. And the great thing about it is allows you to be in front of people more, to get your message out from more, you and your staff. No one's working on that in the back end. Even the people, Sally and John, that used to do all the paperwork pushing, is now they're the ones that are out there. Like, they don't, what are you talking about? I used to do that years ago. Now, man, I'm talking about it, and we're seeing that, and that's what digital transformation is. Information, you know, it's just you take care of this. You find all the information, the technology you need to improve your business, and enjoy it.
Transformation.
It's never been easier to run a business. Now, to grow a business is different, but to run one and get all the pieces in place where you can focus on branding and bringing your awareness to who you are and what you do, it's never been easier. It's never been easier.
It hasn't. It has been easier, ladies and gentlemen. It really has not been. And really, all you have to do is get educated. Like, just continue to keep getting the information and then take action. You know, like I remember G.I. Joe's like, remember G.I. Joe? It's like, G.I. Joe is there. You know, it's like knowing is half the battle. You know, that was their slogan at the end. Knowing was half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Yeah. All right. What's the other half? Doing is the other half. So there we go, G.I. Joe. Knowing's half the battle and doing's the other half. Put it together and you got yourself something. So this RPA playbook, man, when is this dropping? And everyone who hears my voice right now should be trying to find out when it drops so you can get your eyes wrapped around it. When is this thing popping?
You know, I was hoping that I would have had it wrapped up by the end of this month in February, but we've been busy, dude.
Just a little bit.
It's like, you know, so I haven't been able to put any time into it. I have now, but I wasn't able to put time into it. I had to redo my schedule and say, okay, when I put everybody to sleep, I have this 2-hour window every night for the next 2 weeks to put some time into it, right?
Nice.
So I did that, and then I found some extra pockets of time throughout this month to start putting it together. The rough draft is out. I send the rough draft to you. We'll send it, you know, my wife read it, of course. And now I'm going to send it out to a couple people internally in our company to read through. And then once they read it through and they get it designed out, we'll put it up there for everybody. It's going to be free. It's going to be free download for anybody.
Free download. Free download. This is the RPA playbook by Wilton Rogers, the automation guy, who was just so tired and sick of people not understanding, you know, what's right before them. So he wanted to be able to create something to where anyone, no matter where they were in their journey of business, could look at this playbook and decide how they would want to utilize and optimize their business with RPA. Let me give you what I got so far in these chapters. So it opens up with what is RPA? It's going to open up with that so you can know what this thing is, right? Then it goes into RPA introduction, more so of okay, we know what it is. Now let's introduce what it's been doing for people. How? Let's talk about that. And then the next chapter is the future of RPA. And that's something that I think you really want to dive into, because here's the facts. If you can understand the future, you can better prepare for it. What happens when you're better prepared for the future? That's a good present.
We got hit with that, right? In 2020. We all knew those that weren't ready for the future would happen to those businesses.
Oh, that's not a good present.
It's
not a good present. But when you are prepared, ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful thing. Okay, next, what businesses are a fit for RPA? So it's important. What businesses are a good candidate for RPA? Not every business is. So it's important to know that. Not every business is. And you have to know the elements and the specs and what makes sense. So tell us Tell us what a good candidate for RPA is.
You know, there's so many different good candidates for RPA. I think, there is, every business can use it, but just more businesses you can use it a lot more, right? So it's going to really see a major impact immediately within those businesses, and in that playbook it gives you a lot. But a good candidate is anyone that's really doing a lot of working with a lot of data, whether it's data scraping, whether it's transferring data from somewhere to somewhere, a lot of emailing, things like that. You're behind a computer really doing these repetitive things on a regular basis. Those are automatic ones that will allow you to really be able to get an idea of what RP can do immediately.
That's good. That's good. And so RPA for the SMB, the small and medium-sized businesses, that's a chapter, because guess what? The small and medium-sized businesses were not, they were just forgot about. They were just left on the side of the road, and RPA was just no way possible for them because it was just too expensive, right? Times have changed, ladies and gentlemen.
They changed, and not only that they changed, it's so much easier for a small business to take full advantage of RPA than it is a large business, because they already have all their processes. Only usually a few people, a few dozen people, if that, to really managing the main parts of the function of those processes. Mm-hmm. And once we get them to understand what this is doing, it's like it's instant, right? And they can. We see a big change in that. But the problem is that the SMB doesn't really have the technology background or education or knowledge to really understand or get a grip of what it does, right? And the trend is, we know the trend from large enterprises to small, medium-sized enterprises when it comes to the knowledge, because we're talking to small, medium-sized enterprises, which we're going to go here in a bit. But the small, medium-sized businesses don't have that technology background. It's usually someone they hire around have a college in a niche in the niche in one little area, but they don't understand the whole understanding of full technology, right? So this is so important for them, because once they understand it, they don't have to be a geek about it or educate or a professional or PhD in it. All they got to understand, it works. Now I know how to follow it within other areas of my company.
Just like that. Like that. And that's for the small and medium-sized enterprises as well. Like, they now have access to this and also can benefit tremendously. Another chapter, how to maximize RPA, the RPA technology today. How to maximize the RPA technology today. Maximizing meaning get the most out of it. If you have a company, and all companies have processes, and all processes have people running those processes. And during the time of that process, there's lots and lots of repetitive, mundane actions being taken place by the people. The moment you take those people away from that activity, you then reallocate their energy and time, resources to more forward-facing, value-driven activities for the company. So what happens is, you're maximizing RPA by allowing your people to maximize their talents and allowing your business to maximize its efforts.
Absolutely.
We'll be using that for a soundbite.
Yes. Okay?
Dude, I'm sitting here looking at it like, this is it, dude. Like, the chapters are set up to where you are going to be able to literally learn from the inception, from the beginning, from the Genesis, all the way to the Revelation.
And it talks about, and the great thing, like, if you look up how to get started on RPA, it was going to tell you, find the lowest hanging fruit, find the one that's repetitive. Everybody knows all that, right? But it's like, okay, well, you got to find the right team to make sure that you can follow up with the other stuff that's going to come behind it. You got to make sure that you are in alignment with other people that are working on it. There's other stuff that people aren't aware of that takes place that's more important than just finding a repetitive process. For us, it's like, just find a process that bugs the heck out of you. We have a team that can streamline it for you, because we've already have all those in a row, so it doesn't matter where you start. To us, what's bugging you? What do you want to get off your plate? What's that, you get up in the morning like, I gotta do this again. I gotta do this. What's that? Give us that and we'll show you how we can do it, right? So for us, it's like, there's more than just finding this repetitive stuff. It's like, no, get it aligned with everything. Let me show you how to get aligned quick, that we can get stuff done quick, like in days or weeks, not months and years.
Yeah. Well, we've seen that too. We've seen the process.
We're doing it.
Yeah, right. goes from a process that goes from literally, we've seen this. This is facts here. A process that takes 2 to 3 weeks to get done in a day. Like literally at one point it was taking 2 to 3 weeks. Now it's done in a day. Like that's pretty interesting. Like you wonder what's happening. Well, technology, folks. Technology. Trust me, their minds were blown the first airplane they saw. Right? 1897 when electricity came out. Like that was interesting. In 1903, the first planes, wow. 1903, 1879, that little 20-year pocket, all that stuff was booming. Cars, electricity, and airplanes. Yeah. Now we're moving at a rate just that fast, but it's happening consecutively, meaning the impact of technology is impacting us at a rate just like that, but faster and consecutively. And what's important is that you understand how to use it. Because when you do, you can sit at your home and you can sit in your business and you can watch the things that took forever to get done now get done perfectly and faster. And you can analyze it. And when you can analyze something, you can improve it.
That's right. That's right.
Wilton, what you got, man? Final words.
I think one thing that people always wonder, like, okay, all this sounds great and everything, but can I afford it? And that's one thing that the technology has allowed us to do and build the team that we've built, because we have the confidence that we know what we can and cannot do, right? I would say I don't think we have anything we cannot do, because we really do have a good team like that, right? But the thing about it is that any process that you do, you're going to save money. You should see the ROI before you even start the project. And if there's, you need to be with a company that's willing to, erase that skepticism that you have by easily saying, hey, let me deliver this to you first before you put any investment outside of your time that we need to get this done. No investment, no financial investment, right? Before you even do that, you'll know the ROI. You should already have a calculation, and basically going into this, this development, saying, if they do this, we're going to be able to do this, right? And if you have a company that works with you that way and can show you it, can actually demo it to you, let you see it running, let you see it running within your walls and everything else before you put a dime, that's where you need to start, because those are the ones that really have done their homework. They have experience, and they're not gonna, I won't say they're not going to, but for the most part, they should be able to come through what they're going to say they come through with.
Yep. So true. So true.
That's it, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And RPAplaybook.com. I got it's not up yet. It might be up by the time the podcast goes up, but it's it's www.rpaplaybook.com.
RPAplaybook.com. You got that first on the RPA show, ladies and gentlemen. The show that you just might learn something you didn't know. And you definitely learned something today you didn't know, because you didn't know the RPA playbook was coming. See, we're true to our word. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Automation guy. Always good to see you, man. Till next time. Man.